Victims of domestic violence can apply to police or call state anonymous hotline and they will get informed about their opportunities. Make the first step. Call hotline for combating domestic violence. Earlier, the victims of domestic violence were taken to shelters. Now they have possibility to stay at home, and if the abuser is the owner of the house, he or she can refuse the victim to stay in the family. After the changes of legislation, abuser has to attend trainings in order to realize his behavior. These changes include as well as the compensation of victims of domestic violence. Official delegation of Georgia has announced on 57th session of Women's Status in New York that the country will join Istanbul Convention as soon as possible. For this purpose, Georgian legislation is changing in order to be in compliance with the Convention of Council of Europe. We believe that the changes will have positive impact on victims' situation.
The main aim of the law is to prevent domestic violence. It includes 126 prime articles, after which, in the cases of domestic violence, offender will be subject to criminal liability. The law includes as well some activities aiming at prevention of the crime. It includes not only legal assistance for victims, but also informing victims about other state services.
There is an international standard of number of shelters after the quantity of victims in the country. Existing state or non-governmental shelters are not enough for women which are victims of domestic violence in Georgia. Existing resource is not enough for reacting to abuses, apart physical violence. In the process of studying this issue, it has revealed that police, which has a very important role, isn't able to cover all of abuse forms. State doesn't have possibility to appoint social workers. What about psychologists? We have them only in shelters. Doctors don't have the guideline, in which cases they have to notify, and very often they do not even know that they have to apply about the cases of violence. They don't know how to identify domestic violence from other forms of abuse. Mandate of State Fund has extended since 1st January 2013 and assistance of victims of sexual exploitation has been added to existing services. It is desirable that the role of self-governments increase in the process of combating domestic violence. The law initiated by us is being discussed in the Parliament of Georgia, which will give the possibility to allocate funds for victims of domestic violence from state budget.
Since 2010, Women's Information Center with Global Fund for Women is actively engaged in the process of fighting against domestic violence. We think that it's important to work in this field with both men and women. For this purpose, we conduct men talking to men sessions, training and meetings in order to popularize the issue and raise awareness of the society. In this field, two groups attended training sessions. We held trainings for trainers and cascade trainings in East Georgia, Kakheti, Intelavi, Gurjani, Sagarejo, Duisi. I believe that men's involvement in this process is very important.